In the wake of the deadly shooting in Connecticut, you might be finding it hard to talk to your kids about what happened. Maybe they've already asked questions, or perhaps they'll be hearing about things in school today. Penni Ippensen joins us this morning. Thank you, first of all, for joining us.
Thank you.
How do you talk to your kids about something like this, no matter their age?
I think it's important to talk to them at their age level, that all kids handle things differently, either developmentally or age-wise. And so I think you need to take that into consideration, but also to do it very gently, to monitor how much TV they're watching or any kind of media, just to kind of keep an eye on that. And if they are watching it, encourage them to talk to you about it.
How young is too young to start these talks?
I don't think any age is too young to really communicate to your kid about issues that may seem serious, but you have to be very aware of how much you tell them, especially in wake of this issue. Preschool is probably not too young, but you got to be very aware of what you're saying to them and the intensity of what you're saying to them.
Now, how do you deal with, maybe you want to talk to your kids in a certain way and at a certain time. How do you deal with other parents telling their kids and then their kids telling your kids?
I don't know if you really can control much of any of that other than to make sure that you have good communication with your own children and ask them, well, what is your friend talking about at school? How did the teacher talk about it? What did the principal say? What are they doing? And to encourage that dialogue between you and your children. You can't control what happens around you, but you can definitely control what happens within your own home.
Now, why is it so important to start the kids early and talk with them and start that communication between the two of you early?
Well, just long-term relationshiping stuff that they know they can come talk to you about issues that are serious to them, that may be difficult for them to deal with, and I think that that just lays out foundation for that. But also it's very important because the reality is there are dangerous things that happen in our world around us, and we can't protect them from everything, and we need to teach them the skills to manage themselves in the environment around them.
Is it possible to tell your kids too much information?
I think yes, there can be too much. Sometimes you have to remember what is it that you need to hear and what is it that they need to hear. You have to keep that in mind. I think once your kid starts to look overwhelmed or perhaps not really listening or eager to walk off, then that's your cue that the kid has taken in too much.
Any other last tips for parents who might be finding it hard to deal with this, to talk to their kids about?
I think it's important, just as we talked about too, make sure you talk, but also observe your children. They may not be talking to you, but they may be doing things that are maybe a little bit different, or maybe just when they're drawing or when they're reading a book or they're talking about or getting along with their brother or sister. Look for those little signs that maybe it may be difficult for them to handle all the information that they receive.
All right. Thank you very much, Penni, for joining us this morning. Great tips for parents out there. We will be right back with this morning's News Fix.